Check. Hello.
A very good morning all. Welcome to AICTE-ISTE sponsored Induction Refresher Online FDP on Research Methodology, Tools and Techniques Day 3. And today our resource person is Dr. M. Senthil. Let me take an opportunity to introduce our today's resource person, Dr. M. Senthil. Dr. M. Senthil is the professor and the team leader in public health dentistry, Indira Gandhi Institute of Dental Sciences, Puducherry. He is the president.
Radhika,
Madam.
voice, audible గా.
Madam.
వాయిస్ audible గా రావట్లేదు.
ఇప్పుడు మేడం, ఇప్పుడు కూడానా?
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry for the interruption. Mr. Dr. M. Senthil, he is the professor and the team leader, Public Health Dentistry, Indira Gandhi Institute of Dental Sciences, Puducherry. He is also the president, Innovation Cave, Institute Innovation Council and Intellectual Property Rights Cell, Sri Balaji Vidyapith University, Puducherry. He is the honorary secretary for Indian Association of Public Health Dentistry, Tamil Nadu. And also, he is the honorary secretary for Indian Dental Association, Puducherry branch, and also the Health and Intellectual Property Right Academy. He received the Prime Minister's Letter of Appreciation for Social Responsibility, consultant for the National Oral Health Policy Development to Ministry of Health, and also for the Government of India. He appointed as a task force member to develop operation guidelines for basic oral health package in primary health care by Ministry of Health. He is a chairman IPR cell SBV, and also he patented 12 patents and 18 copyrights. He got 5 awards and 15 publications, pioneered 2 dental health projects. He is also the editorial board member in 2 journals, developed 13 MOUs for dental health public services, organized 70 plus dental health programs. He also organized 1,000 plus dental outreach activities and guided 200 plus short-term research projects. He also played a key role for collaborating the department with the University of IOWA for a student exchange program. And he is a IEC member for Ultra Best Dental College and CSI Dental College, Madurai. Thank you, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Now, I would like to welcome Mr. Senthil, sir, for today's session. Welcome, sir.
Am I audible, Radhika?
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Okay. Check my video as well. Okay, I think I'm. Thanks for the wonderful introduction. So, if I'm not audible or any disturbances in the audio connectivity and video connectivity, kindly let me know.
Sure, okay. Sir. We'll let you know
because,
that.
Because here the weather is very cloudy and rainy, so I might have an unstable net connectivity because of the weather. Because today the weather is very rough here, because we are in a coastal place, and recently we have faced a cyclone as well. So today suddenly the weather is changed. Okay, so any disturbances, let me know.
Sure,
so,
sir. Sure.
Thanks for the wonderful introduction. And I am an odd man out, because everybody are engineers here, and I am a dentist and I am a doctor. But the last 5 years I have been traveling this IPR. And a small story that in 2015 I filed my first patent, and right now the first patent got granted, and the product is available at the market, and we have started supplying to different dental colleges, and it is in the market now available. We are exploring it. So there is a company which has taken the license from us. So this is a small story where in the IPR area, and we have started research also in the product what we have developed, and the research is also have got published. So this is how my journey into IPR, intellectual property right, and which is the need of the hour for India, because we are a developed country and we are trying, we want to, we are a developing country and we want to become a developed country. If at all we want to have a developed country, and we should be very strong in IPR, because a lot of inventions has to happen, innovations has to happen, new companies has to come. And where all these things can happen is in all the higher educational institutions, because predominantly we are culturing brains, we are cultivating brains. So we need to cultivate brains, but merely all this 20 years, we have not cultivated brains, we have just merely given degrees. It is cut it across in any field, even in dentistry, the same problem. I think a day before yesterday, the chief guest was telling about the need of innovations and the role of faculty, how it has to be developed. So I would tell the whole research has to take a paradigmatic shift from researching something which has been already invented outside the country, because predominantly our research is focused on already an existing product which has been developed, or already existing technique, already an existing process which was developed not in India, which would have developed in some of the other developed nations, either in UK, US, or Australia, whatever. It comes into India, and uh, we might test the same. But the research has to take a paradigmatic shift. The research has to come in terms of innovations, and a lot of innovative products, processes, or equipments, instruments, everything needs to be developed and tested. So the developing is a process of IPR and testing is a process of research. So that is how I'm trying to connect. So next 1.5 hours or 2 hours, they said you may have to engage the audience. So probably it is very tough to engage the audience on a virtual mode. So every half an hour, let us have some interactions for 5 minutes. So I have, because initially I was thinking I need to start with IPR and intellectual property right, and what all the things are there, then go into patents. But after listening to the chief guest talk on day before yesterday, madam was telling about how the faculty has to improve and how the faculty's mindsets has to be changed and what should be the focus and how we have to develop ourselves. So initially I thought the bottom line of doing any IPR activity is innovate ourselves. So first 15 or 20 minutes, I will tell where we need to focus and why we need to change ourselves. And change is the only thing which always changes. So change is required. So first 15-20 minutes, let me tell how to kickstart innovations in your own places. So kindly Radhika, give me the, I can share the screen now because you are sharing the screen. So can I swap it? So Radhika. So what should I do? Anybody can help me out?
Sir, just a moment, sir, just a moment.
So if I can swap the screen from here, so I will swap it because I'm trying to swap the screen. Okay. So so is my screen is visible?
Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
Okay, fine. Let me go to the slide share mode.
Voice.
So give me a minute. I think it is. It's going towards the slide share mode, and I think now the screen is visible.
No, sir. It is still processing, sir. Yes, sir. We got it.
Okay, fine. I think you can see the screen, right? Madam? Okay, fine. Good morning. And so thanks for the wonderful introduction. So first 15, 20 minutes, I shall be talking about kickstarting of innovations at your own institutes. This is the need of the hour. So all these innovations, all these years where there was a culture of IIT and IISc or IIM. But that is not enough for India because we are the densely populated and we need a lot of resources and we need a lot of newer developments. And let me go into, so everybody are staying home, stay safe, please. This pandemic has, in this last 8 months, I've learned lot many things, what this pandemic has taught me. So this presentation will be slightly focusing on where we lost the race when it comes to the world market or the world, because somewhere we lost the track and we have become a predominantly a country where we provided services, where we are better consumers. But right now we have to change the whole focus. We need to become developers and we need to become better manufacturers. So if at all we become better developers and manufacturers, India will become a developed country. Otherwise we'll be going on telling developing. If at all we have to become a developed country, our focus towards research and innovations has to paradigmatically shift. And this pandemic has taught me lot many lessons about the Indian economy. How do we go about it and what is the problem? So this slide will be slightly focusing on all those aspects. So I might first 30 minutes or 20 minutes or so, why to do innovations and how to start innovations. So can I have the sessions? Can anyone can tell me, or you want to skip this session? Or directly I go into what is IPR and what is patents? Can anyone can respond, or Radhika can respond? Or can they give it in the chat box as well? So I will continue with this session, or you want me to skip?
No, sir, continue, sir. No problem, sir.
Okay. Any responses from the chat box, madam?
No, sir. No.
Okay. Why to do innovations? Coming into why to do innovations. First thing is in 2015, our Honorable Prime Minister of India started this campaign, Startup India, Stand Up India. That is, India has to develop a lot of startup companies. Startup company is basically a concept where newer ideas has to be developed into realities. Newer ideas, it might be a process, it might be a product, it might be a solution. See, simple, lot of startup companies have started in IITs and IIC, IAS, Indian Institute of Science and Indian Institute of Management. So if you want to have some examples of startup, even Redbus, today everybody are using Redbus. It was a startup from Bangalore. And Facebook was a startup in a university. Mark Zuckerberg started this Facebook as a startup. It was a social media platform for when he was doing his graduation in an university in US. It was started for an university blogging. It was an intranet. So that is how it started. And you see now the world is ruling over Facebook. So a lot of companies, but in India, the culture of startup is very thin and very poor. And right now they said all the higher education institutes should have a startup cell. So to cultivate, because out of 100 engineers graduated, definitely 10% of the engineers, 10 of them will be entrepreneurs, will be a business person who can employ the remaining 90. But unfortunately, now what happens is almost 99% of the engineers or doctors or whoever they are go for employment. They are just going in search of a job. But that has to get changed. We need to employ ourselves. So with this background, the government of India started with this campaign called Startup India, Stand Up India. Then they started Skill India. So all these benefits they've started giving because we have to focus ourselves towards a developed country. So this is one thing why we need to do innovations. And then they started this campaign in this recent pandemic. It is called Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, that is Self-Reliant India Mission. So I will give you one example. Right now, we are in a COVID pandemic and we are almost in the verge of getting a COVID vaccine. COVID vaccine is going to come in throughout India. There are 6 to 7 studies, 6 to 7 players are there, products are available. But our government of India wants only Indian product. There is only one company which is in Andhra, in Hyderabad. It is an indigenous vaccine. So right now, US has rolled out vaccine, UK has rolled out vaccine, but their own product. But India doesn't want to promote their product. They're predominantly waiting for our Indian product as self-reliant India mission. So the Covaxin is the Indian product, which might get rolled out by January or February. They already requested the government of India to give approval because it's in the phase 3 trial. So this is what government is also supporting. They don't want to support Pfizer, which is an US-based company, or Sputnik, which is a Russian-based company, which is already there in the market. There are other logistic issues also as well. It is not only the economy or the product, but their products are having certain drawbacks which cannot suit India. So that is one more reason is there. But government is doing a lot of things to improve our skills, and we need to rise up to the occasion. So all my request to the faculty here is to rise up to the occasion, and we need to change ourselves to help the young India. So be vocal on local products. This is one more. Even though we start a lot of products, we have our own mindset that if it is a foreign product, if it is from another country, the quality is good. But predominantly, we may have to change ourselves. It doesn't mean like that, because all the products which is coming into Indian market, once it was a local product, it was being supported by the local people. They gained a lot of money, and slowly they developed and they ventured into other countries. So we should support our own product. Go to a supermarket, you will have 10 brands. At least now we need to check which brand is made by an Indian. So most of the companies will have Indian manufacturing, but the owners might be from other places. So what happens here, there is a lot of economical instability is there, because they just invest money, squeeze our people, and remove the profit and go. They don't reinvest here. That is what now economical instability is there, because buyer is an Indian, but manufacturer might be an Indian, but owner is from a foreign nation. So you can just think, out of 100 rupees you spend on, 60 to 70 rupees you might be giving to some company which has come from a foreign land. So this is one more. And right now government is also looking for make for the world. So we need to make for the whole world. That much potentiality is there, manpower is there. So we need to develop their skills. So right now what India is required is not degrees, it requires skills. So new educational policy. So I know everybody, there is a lot of it is a debatable. Indian government has, after 35 years, they have come out with a new educational policy. As an educationist, this policy is par with the developed country. If at all we have to become a developed country, then we have to adopt their strategies in our system, in our culture. So it will take some time. So this also tells about innovations. That is why we have to do these innovations. Coming to next few, we have to the whole world, we have become better consumers. So we need to change this curve. Every company is keeping their foot in India because huge volume of people are there. So they have a lot of scope for selling things. So right now in this pandemic, this is what I have learned. China is right now exporting everything. They have exported COVID and also exporting solution. Today, I take any product coming into medicine field pertaining to COVID. Most of the electronic products have manufactured from China. So this is the another problem what we face. And they exported disease. Right now, they are nowhere in this fight of this pandemic. And this is the hard lesson what I have learned. So any product you take, electronic products, they are the manufacturers. So every country right now in this 20, 30 years, they have their own technology. Like China, they are electronic manufacturers. Japan, technology. Germany for automobiles. And IT services. US is the pioneer. Take Google, Facebook, Yahoo. Everything is from US soil. But right now we have been totally been projected as a service related country. But service related country will never give we can never become a developed country. we will be only developing countries because we will be depending on all the other countries to provide services. So this is where the government of India is trying its level best to change the culture, and that is why they are bringing in lot of policies, promotions, and activities. So as a educationist or as a faculty of different colleges, we may have to rise up to the occasion. So only we are going to compete in China with population. In next 20 years, we will be crossing China in population. And we have 130 crore people, and 130 crore people will have 130 ideas. So everything has to be cultivated. Once we develop all those ideas, convert it into IPR, convert it into research, lot of scope will be there. At this rate, we will be crossing China in population in another 10 or 15 years. So how to start innovation? So if few people are convinced, okay, fine, we are in this situation, we may have to start focusing on innovation. So how to start? So that is the challenge we have. So right now, these are some of few of the suggestions I would rate. And end of this presentation, you can give your own views. We can discuss it, and we can see how best we can do it. So coming into starting innovations, these are the things you may have to consider in your own departments. What is the platform? What is the inclusion we have? What is the ecosystem? Who are the drivers? And what is the discourse? How do you have to deliberate it? So coming into platform, I just highlight few points here. Platforms or innovations. First thing is our mindset. Predominantly, we have a mindset change is required. So we have to come from a mindset, because normally I will tell a story here. We need to come out of the egoistic attitude or a crab attitude. So example is what happens in most of our higher education institutes or most of the places is it's a crab attitude. Simple logic: you take a bowl, put a lot of crabs inside, and see which crab is coming out. No crab will come out because everybody will pull each other. But we have to get rid of this mindset and come to a mindset called win-win-win situation. You should win, the institute should win, your students should win. That is the focus we should have. So with this mindset, I can give you an example. At this point of time, my department, as a dental department, we have around 15 patents and humpty number of copyrights, and my students are developing equipments. They are registering patents, and the undergraduate students are coming out with patent. Recently also we have developed two equipments which was an idea given by undergraduate. So he has win, I have win, the institute has win. So it should be a win-win-win situation. Even my undergraduates, they design a lot of board games which will teach children about health. So all this, most of the things, 50% to 75% of the innovative ideas can come only from young brains, but we are the trigger. We need to light the fire. So among young minds, so our mindset has to change, and we need to focus on win-win-win situation rather than from an egoistic attitude. So coming into social and cultural, so as a faculty, don't have an HOD attitude, or don't have HOD or head of the department attitude is we only delegate work and forget about how it is executed. But we should come from that attitude towards a friendly and a team leader, where we need to go with the student, we need to have a hand holding, or we need to walk with them and help them come out with a lot of innovative ideas. So organizational institution, government of India is doing a lot of initiatives to have organizational change and institutional change. One such initiative is there from the higher AICTE. See, I'm also a member of Institutional Innovation Council, and we are leading, I'm the president of the IIC, which is development, or which is an initiative of AICTE, All India Institute of Technical Education. They are only spearheading Institutional Innovation Council, and in this they're mainly talking about innovations, IPR, startups. So our research also has to focus on all these things. So then comes to process. So right now, Government of India is helping with a lot of process changes. We are trying to change the system. One example is educational policy is changed. So the whole process is changed, because before it was only output and input. There was an input, the student comes in, the output is the degree. But right now, the new educational policy doesn't talk about input and output. There is a check measure for input and output, but they are mainly concentrating on the process. So in between, what the students learns and how the mindsets are cultivated. So coming into research and development, so once we set with this, all our research focus and development focus will change towards growth and indigenous products, indigenous solutions, or indigenous equipments, whatever it might be. So, and science and technology right now, the science and technology is in our hands, so we can use a lot of science and technology to have a good platform, discuss and interact. Because right now, because of the technology, I am sitting here at down south in Pondicherry and talking to the entire country, and people are from different places. So we can use this network and start doing a lot of innovations. So going into the next, what is the inclusion, how it is happening. So create a lot of awareness. One such initiative is what AICTE is doing today, funding it and creating a lot of awareness on research and what 21st century research is. So access, right now government is providing access to all their IP registration bodies and startup cells, banks, funding, venture capital, everything. They are trying to ease the access and make common man approachable. For instance, registering a patent about 10 years before. What, am I audible? Can I continue? I think I had some disturbances. Madam, am I audible?
No issue.
Okay, fine. Okay, so coming into availability, lot of availability of resources are there, people are available. Okay, so they are getting into the availability mode and sustainable. This is the biggest challenge. Innovation to sustain it is with the faculty, because we are going to sit in the department either X, Y, Z college, we are going to be a faculty till we die. Then we may have to sustain the processes, sustain the solutions, and as a year develops, as new students are coming in, we need to improve and we need to sustain whatever we do. And we need to start innovating for the students and by the students. Either it might be teaching, either it might be process or in your labs. Everywhere innovations is possible, solutions are possible. And right now, that is one inclusion. All these things you may have to include. Coming into the ecosystem, what is the ecosystem? So right now, if any HODs or any institutional heads are there, you can plan a lot of incentives for the students and also for the faculty. So it might be very small. If it is a student, the incentive is very simple. If we, instead of discouraging him inside the department, you need to encourage him. That is a simple incentive. Or say the day is not far. A student has to come inside the department or into the lab or into the class and ask a stupid question. And all the faculties has to tell it is a very good question, why can't we explore? Because when a student has a stupid question, normally our culture is to discourage him. You know everything, or why you are asking all these things. But the stupid question has to be explored and incentive has to be given. We have to make him think. And simple logic, everyone knows today's nonsense is tomorrow's sense. And today's sense is tomorrow's nonsense. So whatever yesterday we thought, today it is wrong. Whatever we do, today we think it is right, tomorrow it is going to be wrong. So we should have this mindset. And innovation clusters. So if you are in your institutes or in your departments, if you have 3 or 4 focus areas, develop a lot of small groups where the groups can talk each other and come out with a lot of innovative ideas. So for say you want to develop a technology based thing, you can form a small group. Or you want to develop an sustainable environmental based solutions, you can form a group. So a lot of clusters you can develop and develop the culture of innovations in your department. Organizational autonomy and flexibility, this is what government of India is trying to do now. So they are trying to bring in a lot of matrices. They are trying to give a lot of independencies and flexibility in cultural. Our educational policy is a very flexible policy. That's what they say. 1 year a student can do the education. If he thinks he has a very innovative idea, he can take a break for 1 year and go to a startup, develop his innovative idea, find out whether he can develop it into a company or an entrepreneur or a business entity. If he doesn't succeed, he can come back to the education after a year. So scope is available. That is the autonomy and flexibility the government of India is trying to do in the educational policy. So we may have to focus on all these things. And policies and programs, I don't want to talk much because a lot of policies, every day there is a change in policies. Educational policy is changed, health policy is changed, and right now agricultural policy is changed because we need to progress. Okay, so IPR and patent, probably in another an hour or hour and a half, I will be talking what are all the initiatives pertaining to IPR and patent in the forthcoming session. So web and ICT tool, I think everybody are tech savvy, so I don't want to go into detail of this. Let me go to the last few slides of first session. Focus on drivers. So simple logic, you should have a multidisciplinary approach. That is why I said win-win-win. Or say I heard you are all from different streams. An ECE department can communicate with EEE department. A EEE department can coordinate with IT department. IT can coordinate with mechanical department because we need integration. So mechanical department cannot survive alone. It has to have automation where IT can help. If mechanical departments require some electrical components, so multidisciplinary approach. So that is why we should have a win-win-win situation. So if you come into the attitude of win-win-win, I should win, the other department should win. So we can definitely progress. Collaborative. Start collaborating with either with different organizations, different institute within yourself. So this is what we need. We need to have a generational change, but definitely it will not happen in over a night. So there will be slow change. Next 5 years, I hope we will be progressing towards what the India needs. So incremental change. So coming into innovations, last I think space for discourse. How do we do it? So discuss, debate, fight each other, come to a consensus. See, arguments are always healthy. So we should have a healthy argument, a progressive argument, rather than having a discouraging argument. See, if somebody asks you a stupid question, a student, let us discuss and let us have how healthily we can promote it. And debate and best practices, try to cultivate a lot of good practices, that processes can be implemented. So newer ideas has to be cultivated. So this is how you have to deliberate innovations at your departments and media. So right now media is in our hands. So I don't want to go in detail. So what's next? This is what, if you want to progress your research in IPR, then you should have all these things. So if at all you think you want to get something from the next 1 hour or so, open-minded, flexible and ready to accept changes, team up and start innovating. So if you start innovating, so next 1 hour or hour and a half or so, the information what I'm going to provide will be of some use. So with this, I will stop my first session. 2 minutes, I will give a break. I think the Radhika can help me out in opening up with the audience and help them.
Participants, if you have any queries, please let us know. You can directly unmute yourself or please post a question in the chat box.
So any questions? Or any suggestions? Probably my view, because these are all not scientific things, it is all only process related. So I might be wrong in my thought process as well. So anyone wants to object my thought processes, kindly let me share so that I will gain some knowledge today. Any questions? You can also put it in the chat box. I'm not seeing any questions. Let us wait for 2 minutes. Or any feedbacks from the audience? How is it going?
Sir, can you give any guidance on patent filing?
Yeah. Next 1 hour, sir. You can hold on the question. Okay. So you can hold on the question. Next 1 hour, I'm going to talk about what IPR in India is and what is patents. So I'm only concentrating on these two things for the next 1 hour.
Can you give an example of a patent idea from your students? You told that.
See, I'm a dentist, sir. So I'm a dentist and I'm a professor in a dental college. So recently we have developed mouth guard, when I will tell you an example. It was an idea from one of my final year student. we developed an equipment called swimmer's mouth guard. So when we do swimming, so normally the swimmers clench their teeth harder and a lot of chlorine contact is there. Because of that, we are seeing a lot of tooth are getting burned out. So it is getting removed off. So he thought, why can't we protect the teeth, and we need to calculate what is the amount of pressure they exert during swimming. So we developed a mouth guard, and where there will be an inbuilt sensor. And the sensor, what happens, it will be transmitted to your Bluetooth. Via Bluetooth, it will be have a mobile application where it is transmitted through their watch or to their mobile phone. So as soon as they finish swimming, they can check what is the pressure, what is the other parameters also, how much times they have clenched their tooth, or what is their movements, and all these things we are recording. And it will help them to make changes during the process of swimming. This is one small idea. He said he was a swimmer. So, but he's doing dentistry. So he said, this is the problem I face. Then we thought, why can't we develop? So then we started integrating with the nearby engineering college, and we developed a mouth guard with a sensor. And right now we have filed the patent, and we are looking for some commercial opportunities. We have filed the patent, and the product is already, we have tested once. Prototype is already done, but we are on the verge of testing it. I think I've answered your question. So any other questions, or I will proceed, madam?
Please proceed, sir.
Okay, let me go into the next half. I'm again going to share one more slide. So Ms. Radhika can help me out. So
Yes, sir.
So let me just give me a minute, madam. Let me check the slides. Okay. So in the meantime, any questions are there, you can tell. Okay, I'll start my share screen, and I'm going towards slideshow mode. So once my slides are visible, kindly tell me, madam, then I will have two halves in this session. Okay, my slides are visible. Okay, so okay, I will start with my next two halves. The first half is the roadmap to IPR. So different IPR entities are there. So I will, first half, I will tell what is different IPR available at India. First 15-20 minutes, then we can have 2 minutes of questions. Then I will be concentrating only on patents, not on copyrights. So first, to have some thought-provoking, let me tell a few stories how the patents and IPR creates a lot of pride and money. So that is how it goes. So can anyone identify what is this and tell me? Anyone can unmute and tell what is this? And I will tell you a very good story of how a patent story on this. I think anyone has seen this. Right now, it is not there at all. Anybody, please? Somebody in the chat box, at least you can tell me. Yes, Ms. Radhika, I cannot, your voice is slightly feeble, madam.
Now, am I audible, sir?
Yeah, please.
It's VCP.
Yeah, it is a video home system. It is a VCR. So after 2000, it went out of the market. Right now, compact disc itself is going out of the market because we are coming into OTT platform and other platforms. So right now it was the VHS. It is a video cassette player. You can also search in Google what is the story I'm going to tell. So this was developed by an inventor in 1970s. I'm not sure with the year. So he developed a process of VHS, video cassette home system, video cassette player, and he filed the patent in US Patent Office. and in 1970s or 75. In 1970s and 1975, the technology was gramophones. I think everyone would have seen the gramophone. There will be a big disc, and people will be putting that thing in the in a player, and it will plays the music. So he developed this technology and he filed the patent. But once he filed, no, next 5 years or so, there were no takers. There were nobody to listen or buy his technology. But he filed the patent and he was waiting. And after 4 or 5 years or so, the Sony, no, that time brand leader, they were searching for a technology transfer. Sorry, technology shift from the gramophone technology to other technology. So they were searching for different inventions throughout the patent office. And this redundant document, which was filed 5 years before, came into the visibility of Sony Japan. So Sony went into the doorsteps of the inventor and asked for the technology. So within overnight, the inventor became a millionaire because he sold the technology to Sony and got royalty and all these things. The moral of the story is many a times we think the idea what we have given by a student or a faculty is nonsense. But I will definitely tell today's nonsense is tomorrow's sense. Simple logic is today the technology of communicating has come into your wristwatches. And about 20 years back, we would have seen in James Bond films. And we think it is a ridiculous process. But right now, it is a reality. So this is how happens. So any idea comes into your department, kindly don't ignore it, or don't be over confident this will never work out. So it will definitely work out. We may have to spend some time and knowledge on it. So this is one moral of the story I want to give. Next, this is a very good moral of the story. Can anyone identify what is this? There is a very good story. I will tell you what is the moral behind this. Can anyone identify what is this? Anybody in the chat box as well? Excuse me, anybody? I think somebody has started typing in the chat box. Let me see what is there. Okay, tin opener. Okay, I think the organizer. Okay, fine. It is a tin opener. Okay, great. So I will tell you it is a tin opener. So it was also it's a small technique where the tin can be easily opened. Before this technology was developed, normally there will be a tin opener. It will be a kind of a rinse, and the soft drinks or whatever drink it may be comes in a tin, and there will be a tin opener where people will rinse it and open it. So once they try doing it, a lot of 50% of the liquid flows out because of the air and the pressure. So somebody has thought this was a problem in 1970s or 80s, and he developed a small design, so where it can be easily opened up. And he registered a patent in US Patent Office. The design. It is a very small idea, but somebody has thought a problem. The tin opener, where he would have bought a tin Coke tin for $1 or 20 rupees or 30 rupees, and when we try to open it, 50% of the solution goes out. So that was a problem. He identified this and filed. And once he filed, no, Coke and Pepsi were the brand leaders. And the Coke and Pepsi went to the doorstep of the inventor and they said, give us the technology, and the royalty was 2 cents per tin sold in the market. So one point of time, somewhere around 1995 or 2000, the Coke and Pepsi were selling around 1 crore tins in the market approximately. So he used to get around 2 lakh cents, somewhere around $20,000 per day. So if my calculation is correct, and a very small idea. So what the moral of this story is, many times we think it's a very small idea, but people are captivating on it. And you never know. Go to Indian Patent Office and think patent registrations on safety pins. There are hundreds of patents filed on safety pins. But right now we are not doing it. The problem is we always overestimate or we always underestimate. And that is a problem. Even it is a small idea given by a student, definitely can be motivated, captivated, and it can be developed into a patent, and research can happen. So That is the next moral of the story. And I have some issues with. Next is this is a story which is very close to my heart, and if anyone wants to check the credential of the story, just go to the Google and put it whatever I'm going to say. You will get the credential. This is so we are in. We are in this era because of this. We lost a lot of things. This story is very close to my heart. Can anyone identify again? What is this? And a lot of people are from this background only: ECE, electronic, electrical. A lot of engineers are there, so you should be knowing the story. If anybody knows the story, kindly let me know. Which is very much related to our own attitudes and very much related to our own processes. So anyone can identify? You can put it in the chat box as well. So this will be my last moral of the story. Then I shall go to the main session because I just want to tell you where we are. So as all the engineers you were able to identify, double SIM mobile, great. So I think one person has already replied. It is a double SIM mobile, dual SIM mobile phone. I think I'm getting some replies. Thanks, the participants. And anyone knows what is the story behind an idea story behind dual SIM? If you know S, you can kindly put S. You can unmute and tell about the story. So I'm not getting any replies. So I hope let me tell the story. So simple logic is, I think I'm getting some reply. No, dual SIM mobile phone. Okay, fine. Let me tell the story. See, this dual SIM mobile phone was developed by, developed by, as per the documents available with the Indian Patent Office, IPO office. No? So it was the invention done by an engineer from Madurai, that is in Tamil Nadu down south. And he filed a patent in Indian Patent Office, that is Chennai, in 2008, where the patent claims goes like this: two SIMs, two parallel communications, two headphones, two mobile SIM card slots, and parallel communication. This is what patent he registered. And in 2008 he registered the patent, and Micromax and I think Samsung, they both had a deal with this inventor, and they said for every SIM mobile phone sold in the market, you will get 30 rupees as a royalty. And he agreed also, and 2009 and 10 Micromax and Samsung paid the royalty also to the particular person. And in 2010, what has happened is his friends made him more greedy. This is where I called it as an egoistic attitude. So his friends have manipulated him. And he said, ask for more share, ask for more profit, and ask for more things. We will start our own company, blah, 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 all these things. So he went into and asked for a lot money and more and everything. So what Samsung and Micromax has did is they went to the court, and I don't know whether it is right or wrong. The story is available in the Google. And they went to the court and they said, Samsung said, there is no inventive step, there is no novelty, whatever he claims is. So they said already the technology was patent was registered in UK in the year 1990 itself. So they said in the court the technology was not new. His claim was false. And they said that the documents are not right. It was forged, and lot many things have happened because they have muscle power and money power. And they created a lot of documents in UK Patent Office, and they went into the court, and they totally dragged this person into the court, and she went into till Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court finally, the Samsung has did a research. They went dig. They asked who granted the patent. So who was the examiner? He was also a human being. And finally, the argument in the court was, they said the patent was granted by a person who doesn't have a domain knowledge. So that much research the companies, bigger companies are doing, and infringement and a lot of confusions are happening. Okay, so if at all he has not listened to his friend, and he would have got the royalty, by the time he would have earned a lot of money, and he would have started one more company with the royalty itself. So finally, the companies have come out and they don't pay. They paid 2 years royalty. Then after the case, they didn't pay, and the case went on, went on, went on, went on. All the companies have started manufacturing, and in 2014, anyone knows what happened to the case? Even the Supreme Court has finally given a judgment favor of the mobile companies, and they turned back to Indian Patent Office, and they screwed their own system. The Supreme Court screwed their own system, say that Indian Patent Office, you need to change, and a lot of reforms has to happen. So they started doing a lot of reforms in this last 10 years. But anyone knows what happened to the inventor in 2014? The case was going on. What was the final judgment? Any idea? So I will tell you, finally the inventor was killed in a road traffic accident, because since the primary inventor was not, primary applicant of the court case was not there, so the case got closed. So this is how it happens. It's called a patent infringement. I'm not going into other details. There is one more example on health related. I'm just skipping the example. So coming into type of IPR activities, I might spend some 10 minutes on this area. There are a lot of intellectual property right activities are happening throughout the country, and government is having a lot of registers. And let me talk 2 minutes about each of the thing, and then I will concentrate more on patents. So coming into copyright in India, copyright is a process where your literary work, artistic work, your sound recording, video recording, if it is your own innovative developments, if your own models, copywriting can be done. So copywriting is given to an author who has developed a new literary work, artistic work, or a sound recording, videograph, or in India, as per Indian IPR Act and Copyright Act, softwares, standalone softwares, you can only do a copyright. If it is a mobile application, or if it is a web-based application, you have to copyright the softwares. So the software register is available at New Delhi, and everything is online. I will tell you where and all the register are there. So I'm not going into patents right now, because patents I will be talking next half an hour or 45 minutes. Coming into industrial design is one more area where we have a lot of scope. Industrial designers, all the car companies go to the industrial design. For say, it might be an existing product, it might be an existing equipment, but we can give a new design. The handle can be changed, the color can be changed. So this is an example I have. You can see it is a mechanical driven device where it is an, anyone can identify what is it? Again, I'm going into the chat box. Somebody can identify what is it? So this has gone into the design register. It cannot be patented. It can go into design register. So what is it? Yeah, thank you. I get, it's a three-wheeler. Okay, fine. Hari, three-wheeler. So what happens here is, it is an auto rickshaw. Already we have autos, but the design is new. So design register is also one more area where we can register the design and start a company, entrepreneur, startup based on the new design. If the new design is very ergonomically, aesthetically good, people will start buying it. So the design will get, the design will get captured. So the next one is called layout design. Layout design is, if it's a register which is available, where you develop a lot of chain of shops, or chain of companies, or say you go to KFC, or you go to McDonald's, or you go to Pizza Hut, or you go to any chain of companies, like they will have a particular design of their office, a color contrast, color code, their furnitures, everything. So that will come into layout design, because people sees the color and comes in. As soon as you see a old fellow or a grandpa as an old man in anywhere, we think of KFC. So as soon as you see a pharma company, pharma shop with green and white, we think of Apollo pharmacies. So all these layout are registered, because other people can infringe or take your layouts and just take it, start it and commercialize it. So if you want to stop that, we may have to go into the layout design. So for say, if at all we have a good software, we have a new invention on patents, or we have a new design on industrial design, or we have a new layout design, so we can start our own company and we can go into trademarking. Trademarking is, trademark registers are available in different places. This is an example of different trademark registries. So once you start your company, people walks into your company with seeing their logo on the caption. So the logos, the company name, and the caption of the company has to be registered in the trademark. That is also an IPR, because the company gives a solution. If it is an innovative solution, then it has to be protected, and people get registered with the logo and the name. Then only commercialization is possible and economy development is there. So if you see, all the companies have come out, and what government of India is telling is, let the developer be an Indian. The development can happen predominantly in educational institutes where the brains are developed. So developer should be an Indian, then we can transfer the technology or give it to some industry. It should be an Indian, the industry should be an Indian, the buyer should be an Indian. If all three are Indians, simple logic, our money will be revolving around India, inside India. Simple. This is the basic concept why government is promoting all these things. Okay. So coming into next one is called GA register, which is not for individual, just for knowledge sake. I'm going to talk about GA register, which is very close what is happening in India and what government is doing to protect. And simple logic, government of India started all these initiatives in 2004 when India signed TRIPS agreement, that is called Trade Related Intellectual Property Right Agreement. Based on that agreement, it signed in different countries, around 130 countries. We may have to have some systems and we may have to allow some companies to come in. So when India opens up market for all the companies from outside the country, they said Indians can go outside and develop, start companies. But what happened in this 20 years is a lot of foreign companies have come into India. Very less companies have gone outside India. One example, Tata or Reliance, very few. You can just name. But if you start thinking about foreign companies, you take food, you take electronics, you take even your hair dye, even your footwear. A lot of foreign companies are there. Same way, if you think how many Indian companies are gone into the outside India, we can just number it, name it. That is doesn't suit. So that is why all these things have started. This GA register also started in 2004, and right now government of India is doing a lot of GI tagging. So GI tagging is called Geographical Indication Register, because India is a very culturally strong country. We have a very strong history, and lot of products are culturally bond with people in a particular locality. And there one is not a owner, the whole society is the owner. So the government of India is trying to give a particular marking for the whole society where they can use this mark and they can sell their product throughout the world. That is called GI register. It's called Geographical Indication Register. If anyone have an idea what is all about Geographical Indication Register, can anyone give me an example? They can put it in the chat box about GI register. Next 5 minutes, I shall finish my first half, second half. So any example for GA register so far? Say so if at all I can know which is what is famous at the DNR college in those locality. I think it is there in Rajahmundry, if I'm right. So Ms. Radhika. Anybody is there? Ms. Radhika?
Yes, sir. Tell me, sir. Tell me, sir.
Yeah. I just want to ask a question. What is famous at your place, sir, in Rajahmundry or somewhere?
What, sir? I'm not getting exact point, sir. So you ask one second, sir.
Okay, fine. It is in your college is at which place, sir? Rajahmundry, sir?
No, sir. Bhimavaram, sir. West Godavari.
Bhimavaram. Okay. Bhimavaram, yes. Any product is famous, sir? Any product or any equipment or any, what is the basic industry or basic livelihood of the people?
In this area, we are having only like agriculture related and aquaculture.
Yeah, agriculture. What is the predominant agriculture, sir? What is the predominant crop? what is the predominant crop, or what is the predominant food grain you manufacture there?
Paddy, sir, paddy.
Paddy, rice. Okay, I will give you a classical example on rice. Right now, for the GI tagging of rice is going on, and where the whole of India should be proud of it. And I think we all will eat Hyderabadi biryani, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is the principal ingredient in Hyderabadi biryani? Rice.
Rice is one of the best.
That is basmati rice. So basmati rice, sir. Basmati rice is required for a biryani, right? Agree with this?
Basmati rice is probable, sir, but for not only the biryani, remaining food is only depends on the different rice products, sir, only.
Yeah, see what example I'm trying to give is basmati rice. No, the government of India is trying to, because if you see basmati rice, an US company tried to patent the basmati rice for the length of the grain and the aroma of the grain. It is an Indian culture. We are cultivating basmati rice, and US company has tried patenting it. Indian government went to the world court and broke the patent and came back. Still, they have some claims with them, like the aroma of the rice. But right now, government of India is trying to give a GI tag, because basmati rice is predominantly cultivated in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, and they are telling basmati rice a GI tag will be given to Chhattisgarh or Madhya Pradesh. They both are fighting for the GI tag, because the agriculture, what happens, they can manufacture basmati rice and transport it or export it to the whole world. So this is the example of GI tagging. So they are now government of India is locating the individual cultures or individual livelihood of the people, and they are trying to give the GI tag. These are some of the examples. So these are some of the examples I've already listed. GI tags are available, and so can anyone identify their place and they can tell. So if you see, I can give a lot of examples from down south and Tamil Nadu, but I have given a lot of examples throughout the India. So Rajasthan, you have blue pottery, GI tag is given, and Mysore silks, they have given the GI tag. So the people in Mysore, they can start a company, they can start manufacturing silks, and they can brand it Mysore silks and export it throughout the entire world. So this is the benefit of GI tagging, where the government of India is doing to help the economy. So in India, we have Kanjipuram silks, we have Salem fabric, and I think in Andhra, I have mentioned now Pachampalai Ikat. What anyone can tell? What is it? Pochpali Ikat. I'm not aware of it. Pochampalli Ikat. Anyone knows what is it? Which place? Which place of Andhra it is famous for, sir? Any idea? Pochampalli Ikat. I don't know what is the material is all about. So you can just see Andhra also will have lot of GI tagging. Tamil Nadu, the government of Tamil Nadu has identified 236 products, which is all indigenous, which belongs to the society, which is culturally we are manufacturing for years together. So they are one by one they are getting the GI tag, so that our economy and people can propagate their product throughout the country. I think somebody has sent a chat. It is a sari in Kerala, Arnamula mirror. Okay, it is a sari design. Okay, thank you. It is a sari design in Telangana. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, I got an information today. So with this, my first half is getting over. I've told what is the roadmap. Another 2 minutes, few slides, not of discussion much. So this is how government of India is managing the intellectual property right. So if you see, everything comes under Ministry of Commerce. All your patent, design, trademark, GI register, and right now the copyright also they have shifted around in 2000. This is the old slide. In 2016, they did an amendment, and the register of copyrights are also shifted to Ministry of Commerce and Industry, because everything, whatever research we do, whatever development we do, end of the day, it is industry. So these are the different registers available. I'm not going in detail of the registers. If somebody wants to make a note, make a note. So geographically, if it is a patent thing, we have an Indian Patent Office Chennai, where Patent Office Chennai takes care of the patent activities of 8 states of South India. That comes 8 or 9 right now: Telangana, Andhra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Lakshadweep, Andaman, all Pondicherry. All these things we may have to approach Patent Office at Chennai. Then we have 4 patent office, and we have 1 design office at Kolkata, and we have 1 GA register office for the entire country. It is in Chennai, and trademark office is there in different places, and 1 copyright registry which is available in Delhi. All the registers are digitalized online. You no need to go, you no need to travel. Everything is a click of a button. So these are all different registers you have, and let me go into the next half about patents. Next half an hour or 40 minutes, I shall give you some basic ideas about what is patents. That is what I can do in this 1.5 hours or 2 hours. So right now I will stop here for a minute or two. Any questions I can answer. For 1 or 2 questions I can take it. So can anyone? So any feedbacks? How far it is good? So you want me to go with the same speed, or if it is want me to slow down, or you want to me increase the speed if the time, and if it is, if you think content is overload, please let me know. I can also take up 1 or 2 feedbacks. So you can also put it in the chat box. And right now all faculties are there, and I will definitely tell I'm also a professor, and this good, bad, poor, because that's what the students also tells, but that is a very generic feedbacks. Good, bad, poor, or okay, fine. So definitely if it is a student or a faculty, we can have a very critical feedbacks like what I've got, what I've not got, and what is the take home message. So somebody has said going good, going well. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Thanks for 2 feedbacks. Any questions? Any questions, please? If you don't have any questions, then please let me know. So no questions, really good. Okay, thanks for the wonderful feedback, Dr. Biju. So I'm waiting for some questions, or somebody can unmute and tell something so that I can at least assure myself the audience are there, because taking an online session is very tough. No questions, sir. Please proceed. Okay, fine. Let me proceed. Okay, thanks for the feedback. So at least end of the session, kindly give me some questions. So another half an hour or 40 minutes, let me tell some basic ideas about patents, because everything cannot be told on the same day. It is only an initial phase. So coming into, because a lot of questions, interactions will help us in gaining lot many knowledge. What is a patent? Patent is an exclusive. I'm just telling this is the definition, or this is the thing which has been taken from the Indian Patent Act. And right now, government is also trying to amend this act, because right now a lot of bigger policies are coming. So soon this Patent Act is also going to be get amended, like our education policy, like our health policy, like our farmers policy, agricultural policy. This IPR policy is also government of India is trying to change. Already we have given the feedbacks as an expert in that area. And patent is an exclusive right granted by the authority for an applicant for a limited period. So the limited period is, please note, it is 20 years from the date of filing. It is not date of grant. Kindly note, there will be a thing called date of filing, that is called priority dating. From that date, 20 years, you can enjoy the right. After 20 years, no one can stop. Anyone can take up your property and manufacture or do it. Till that time, you are the owner. You decide what has to be done. So it is full disclosure. You may have to give it to the government, and government will support you for 20 years to hold the property with you from the date of filing. That is called priority dating. Date of grant is there, that I will come to a flow chart. So then what is required for a patent? This is what Government of India sees. Whenever you start an invention or an innovation, you may have to see whether it is a patentable subject matter, copyrightable subject matter, or industrial design, or it goes for layout design. These are subject matters we may have to see. Based on that, we can push it in different areas. So to have a patentable subject matter, you should have three statutory pillars. One is inventive novelty. The invention, what you do, it should be novel. It should be new. Nobody else in the world should know it. And inventive step, it should be non-obvious. There should be an inventive step. We should tell that this is the invention I have done. Then industrial applicability. I am given the different sessions which is there in the Indian Patent Act, Section 2 of 1 and Section 2 of 1 AC. This point is given. What is inventive step and what is industrial applicability? So we're coming into patentable subject matter, invention must be related to a process, product, or both. So let us see what is it. It should be novel and it should involve an inventive step. So coming into it should be capable of industrial applicability. We'll see what is an invention again. So invention means a new product, a process involves an inventive step and capable of industrial applicability. So it should be new, and let us see what is new means. Invention must not be published in India or elsewhere. That is the invention in prior publication knowledge or prior public use within India. So nobody in the world or nobody in India should know about that. That is called new. That is the novelty. What is claimed must be different from what is already known. So whatever we say, it should be new and no one should have already told it. So inventive step is simple logic, involves technical advancements as compared to the existing knowledge. So already existing some product will be there. We can definitely tell. I will give you an example. For say existing knowledge is one camera has become two camera has become five cameras. Right now there is a camera which is coming in the mobile phone which pop out camera. So the pop out camera is definitely an inventive step where the popping is a mechanism. So popping is a mechanism, somebody has developed it. So that part alone they will file a patent. If you see patents on mobile phone, there are somewhere around 80,000 to 90,000 patents. Every small development they file a patent. And the research is going on. Should have economical significance also. And coming in to make the invention not obvious to a person skilled in that art. So normally a normal person would not have that. That is what I tell. Out of 100 people coming into your department, definitely there will be 10 or 20 people who are innovative thinkers. We need to captivate. But if you want to develop this culture, all the 100 should be let free. Then only this 20 people will come forward. That is what happened. The culture happened in my department where we left free. That is where we are able to make people to come and talk to us. So if we are very strict or if we are very stringent in our attitudes, the innovators will never come forward because they think nobody is there to listen. So if at all we want to promote 10 or 20 inventors in a pair batch, definitely there are there. They are there. They are hiding. We may have to bring them out. So that is the challenge we have. Would a person with ordinary skills have thought of an allied invention? If the answer is no, then the invention is non-obvious. So the normal skills. So in a class, out of 100 people, there will be definitely 10 or 20% of the people are having different skill set. So that can be cultivated. So industrial applicability, sorry, I made it a dental invention because right now this is my first lecture on away from medicine side. So thanks to DNR College and ECE department and the HO, I think Dr. Kotishwari madam, she has invited. So first time I'm coming out of my healthcare field into an engineering field. But this knowledge of patents is quite common for everybody, any field. So whatever we do, whether you are doing it in ECE, EEE, mechanical, it should be helpful to that industry to have some economical significance or advancements, development, faster. Every day new inventions are coming. See, for example, I will tell you today, everybody knows about infrared thermometer. Everywhere you go, they just hold a gun and check for the temperature. About the patent was registered about in 2012 and it was done in China. At that time, nobody were takers. Today, you see, those the inventors would have melted money. And today we pay 1,500 rupees for an infrared thermometer. The royalty also includes the MRP includes the royalty, the inventor's royalty. So it goes to somewhere. You see all the infrared thermometers that is manufactured in China. So manufactured in China. Okay. Can I go to the next? Can I go to the next? Okay, so if at all your product is having inventive step, that is novelty, industrial applicability, and inventive step is there, then I have an invention. What to do next? This is where the most of the people, because of lack of awareness, they do a mistake. Because as soon as we invent, I don't know whether it is happening in the engineering stream, in the medicine field. When I was doing a lot of people talking to, this is the mistake they do. As soon as we develop something new, we did a research or we know something is happening, we normally, what we do, anyone can tell me what we do normally? I think if at all we identify, we do a research, in the process of research, we identify something new, what we do? All the research, what you normally we do, anybody can tell me? So normally what everybody does is they publish it, because normally everybody were more keen on publishing. Now government of India is also confused, because lot of publications are coming everywhere in healthcare, in engineering field, but no publication is contributing towards economy, because we are not able to develop the system. Because at the end of the day, we think publications is for promotions. No, Government of India is developing publication. They are asking people to do publication. Is all the researchers has to come into reality, so that you will get benefited. Society is getting benefited. But there was a big confusion happened in this area, because every time we publish and we are looking only in terms of promotion. But nobody knows, even including myself. I have done couple of publication, but right now I've shift my whole focus of publication, because we publish and get promoted and get perished, but we never know what happened to the research, how far it is getting implemented. The success of a research is, end of the day, it has to get implemented at least in your departments or in your own places, or it has to get implemented in your own. At least you have to start following it up. So right now you have two options. What happens here is, everybody does this, publish, but if at all you have an invention or innovation, don't publish, because you will get lost. So the mantra of invention is patent, publish, cherish. So if you publish it, first the novelty get lost. There is no novelty, because already the whole world will know about your invention. So this is the mistake they do. So if at all you publish, these are the problems. You can publish it in anything. As soon as you have, you can publish it in newspaper, media, journal, magazine, website. What happened? You will get publicity, and if this invention is interesting. But if you file the patent after publishing, you will not get the patent right, because the novelty of the invention is lost. Because what happens here is, the patent office will tell, because when your application comes for examination, there will be a person will be sitting there. He will search in all the databases where whatever you said is there in the any database. So anywhere it is reported. So if at all it is, the publication has already happened, they say your invention is not new, because already there is a publication available. So they will not give you the patent grant. And most of the researchers in the dental side, very here and there, I had a stories, they lost patency because they have already published, and it is like pricking their own eyes with their own hands. So when we file a patent, the patent office will quote your own publication and tell there is no novelty. So the mantra is, first patent it, then publish it, then do a research. See, patent can happen along with research, or after you develop the product, you can patent it, then you can research it, or it depends on the product and it depends on the process, whether research is required before patency or after patency, and publication also. So that is the thing. So coming into next is coming into patenting. You can first file the patent application. So this is what first you have to do, and then coming into, you can publish your invention after filing the patent application. The patent office will also publish your invention in their journal. So I have a couple of publications happened in patent journal also, and you will get both publicity and monetary rewards through patent. So this is the benefit you have to do. So coming into the application process, let me tell you, there is a flow chart. and flowchart will tell you what is the application process. So right now we have seen what is required for patent. So you have an invention, first go to the patent office to patent it. So once you file, first thing what happens is patent, you have a process called provisional patent. There is a provision. I will tell you what is provisional patent and patent with complete specification. You can directly go to complete specification also. And if you think your product is capable in commercializing, or if your process is viable in other countries, you may have to go for international application. So patent office first is a provisional patent. You'll see what is a provisional patent. So provisional patent is for, say you have an idea. So today I have an idea, but I don't have a prototype, or I don't have a complete drawing, or I don't have a complete detail. In this process, the idea we need to share it to 10 or 5 other people. For say I have an idea on a device. For say initially I said about swimmer's mouth guard. So I may have to go to an electric engineering department, an ECE engineer, and talk to him about my idea and develop a sensor. So in this process, we might think he might steal my idea, or he might do a patent. So if you have that fear, Government of India has a provision where provisional patent, your idea alone can be registered first, and we will have 12 months validity. In this 12 months, you can talk to anybody, Tom, Dick, and Harry, about your idea and develop the idea into a complete prototype or a complete specification. So that is the provision they have. So simple logic, a provisional patent specification is specifically a preliminary application which is filed before filing a usual patent. It explains the invention in a broad manner. It is a document which may be filed before a complete specification. So it is called provisional since it is incomplete. So within 12 months, we have to file the predecessor with complete specification. Either it might be a drawing, formula, or the process. We have to completely disclose the invention, although it is not mandatory. So it is not mandatory because I have registered around 13 patents. And out of 13, only 2 patents have gone into provisional. Remaining all, I had confidence in my team. I had confidence in my fellow colleagues. So we went directly developing into a prototype and developed into a filed into a patent. So it depends on your place, your fellow colleagues and everybody, whether you want to go for a provisional patent or not. So coming into patent with complete specification, you have to disclose everything. I'm going to list what are all the points. It is simple like your research field. You will have an introduction, methodology, result, and all these things. Here we have, see, if you see a mobile phone, this is a complete specification where you can see all the details about a phone. That is how you have to do it for your patent. So you have to give your title, field of invention, use of invention. Prior art is the existing knowledge, like review of literature. You may have to do a prior art. That is, you are telling an invention what is the existing knowledge. So you may have to quote different patents throughout the world. This, for say a mobile phone, you have one camera. You have to tell in this US they filed this patent in one camera. In China they have filed this patent with 2 cameras. Right now I am this only 2 cameras are there. I am trying to develop a mobility camera where there will be a pop-up camera or some other camera. There is a lacunae because this camera is rigidly fixed. Something you have to tell the drawback of the prior art. So there arises a new invention. So that is how we may have to substantiate our claims. So prior art, then aims of the invention, summary of the present invention. So this is we have to do. Then brief description of the drawing, then statement of invention, detailed description of the invention, drawings and worked examples. These are and claims. So coming into all the points, the 11th point is very, very important. That is the claims. But to come out with the claims, we may have to have all the 10 points. And our 11th point is the brief gist of all the 10 points, because the government will try to enforce the claims when we go for infringement or when we go for dispute. So the claims can be, government tells for first 10 claims, there is one cost. And once the claims are getting increased, we may have to pay some more additional fee. So for any invention, we can tell 5 points or 6 points. The government tomorrow will try to enforce those points to the other party. So any patent document, claims are very, very important. That is the heart of the document. But the other documents are very, very important. To come with the heart, we should have all kidney, liver and everything. So then only we can tell what heart is going to do. So then the abstract, it's just a brief summary of your patents. So coming into patent application process, so this is the one. So you have your you have an idea now what to do, provisional patent or complete specification. Once you have anything, we can go with this. If it is a provisional patent, 12 months. After 12 months, you need to go with the complete specification. So once it is called filing of patent application, first we will put all the documents with a complete disclosure of your invention. That is called priority dating. This date is very, very important because from this date, your patent validity is 20 years. For say today in 2020, I file a patent, my patent validity is till 2040. So the grant can come anytime. So publication. So the patent office will automatically publish your work in their Indian patent journal after 18 months. So till 18 months, your application will not get reflected anywhere. It will be under such a waiting list. So if at all you want to speed up the publication, the government of India has a provision. It is called express publication. We may have to have a special fee and get it published within 2 to 3 weeks from the date of filing. So if at all you want to expedite the publication, you want to get visible in the patent office, so you can expedite the publication or you can wait for 18 months. Once it is got published, the next level is called any pre-grant opposition. So it will be available in the public domain. So anyone can see your application. Any opposition is there, they can file an opposition. That patent office will handle. So just give me a minute. So far okay. Can I proceed? So far okay. Any feedbacks? So far okay, madam. Can I proceed? Participants have been down. Okay. I think somebody has replied. Let me check. Okay, proceed. Thank you. So pre-grant opposition. So after this examination, so once you filed, from the date of filing, after 4 years only, as of now, the government will take 4 years to examine your file. After 4 years, they will open up your file and check for all the documents and give a first examination report. That is called FER. So the patent officer will open all your documents and check for your novelty, inventive step, and industrial applicability, and they will give you a reply whether it is granted or any objection is there. So normally Government of India at this point of time, they take 4 years for it. So there are few provisions where you can speed in the examination. Like if it is your startup company, if you have registered in Startup India, the government will examine the paper and give the grant within 2 years. If it is a bigger entity like bigger corporate companies or educational institutes, if it is an older institute, it is a process is slower. So the grant, or then once examination is over, depends on the objections, the grant might come within 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years. It depends on the number of disputes, objections, and we may have to give the reply. And all these things, the government will give you a grant. So once this grant is given, post-grant opposition might happen. So somebody can oppose, this is not right, this is not the invention. The government can scrap also. So that possibility is there. So this is the patent application process. So filing the patent, then it will get published, then 4 years they will examine, then they will give you a reply. Depends on the reply within 4.5 years or 6 years or 5 years or 10 years, depends on the number of objections. It is again like a legal process, it's like a court case. So few court cases will finish fast, few court cases will delay further. Okay, so next is the parallel route we may have to take is for say if your patent is having international validity and commercial viability and scope for international market, then once you applied in Indian Patent Office, we may have to apply an international application. So here the patent law, no, it only restricts or governs only in India because it is the court of law. See, for say you develop some product and if somebody copies in Bangladesh or Sri Lanka, you cannot stop. If you want to stop, only filing in Indian Patent Office will not be enough. So you may have to take different routes to enter into different countries. So one route, the predominant route, what we have to follow is called within 12 months of filing the first filing the application. That is called priority date, application date. Filing date within 12 months, we may have to file a PCT. That is called Patent Consortium Treaty Agree PCT application. That is there is a organization called WIPO, like World Health Organization. There is called World Intellectual Property Organization. They have a thing called Patent Consortium Treaty. So in that we may have to apply our patent. The World Patent Office, the PCT office, is very much available in all the regional patent office, Chennai, Kolkata. There is a separate application form, separate cost. We may have to apply in PCT. And once we have applied the PCT, what they do is in the world map, there are green marked countries are members of PCT. It will search in all the countries and tell whether your patent is novel, inventive. So it will give you a search report. In searching in all the countries, how far your patent is, your invention is new. So based on the search report, we may have to go into different countries like US, Europe, Australia. Everybody has European patent offices there. It is called UPO. US patent office is called USPO, and Australian patent office is called APO. All these things are there. Indian patent office is called IPO. So we may have to enter into different countries. So with this, I stop. I think I've given some basic ideas about application process. Coming into most important last two slides, what are all not invention. So when we go for invention, Indian Patent Office has certain clause. In this clause, if you apply, in this clause, if your invention falls, they will not give you a grant. So kindly have a note. When we go for a patentable subject matter, we may have to see all these things. So what are all not patents against any natural law? So phenomenon, we cannot patent it. Like example, law or Raman. All these things there is. Just give me a minute time. Sorry, I had one repeated calls. So discovery of scientific principles, abstract theories, or new property. For say microorganism, the classical example, COVID. Anybody identified the patterns, molecule, the design, what is the DNA, RNA composition? We cannot file a patent for any microorganism. But for say we develop an antibody. So right now, vaccine is a patentable subject matter. Vaccines can be patented, but the government restricts because it is the need of the hour. The government can decide. So the government has said covaxin, we will not give you a patent because it becomes monopolization. Because now 130 crore people in India are expecting the vaccine. So if somebody files a patent and tell I'm going to sell the vaccine for 1,000 rupees, where government of India goes? So the government has clearly said vaccine, it is a public need. So you can earn money, but he will not give you a patent right, because if at all we give a patent right, it becomes monopolized. So for covaxin, they have not, but other antibody, lot of drug companies file patent then and there. That is not in a bigger public domain, which is required. Even drugs for diabetics, even lot of products. Even today, you see all your pulse oximeters, all your electronic products which is related to healthcare, pulse oximeters, your infrared thermometers, or any kind of softwares, any kind of mobile phones, all are patented. Okay, so coming into microorganisms, new use of known substances. For say, already you have an equipment which has been used in some other area, you cannot claim a patent that it has been used in this area. For say, you might be using it in your agricultural field, and you might be using one type of electronical product in an agricultural field. Then you will be shifting it to some other fields like a software or some other like automobiles, and you cannot claim a patent for it. So already it is the invention is available, and mere admixing of any product, if you take some two three things and mix it and put together and tell, they will not give you. And this is one of the biggest problem. Lot of So, method of agriculture or horticulture, all your, because in India is predominantly an agricultural country, they said the agriculture related developments. But recently in 2009, government of India has relaxed some of 100 types of agricultural breeds are patentable, and this was not done by our own Indians. It was a big lobby done by Pepsi Coke. So Pepsi Coke has done big lobbying, and they have patented potatoes today. And a lot of conflicts going on, and farmers are put into trouble because of their breed, potato breed. And unfortunately, because of this, MS Swaminathan not able to file any patents, because you see the government of India has said this is how all these years government of India were trying to put their people down and promote the other people. But right now we need to stand up to the occasion. They are trying to promote our own Indians in coming with a lot of innovation. So we may have to stand up to the occasion. So mere rearrangement or arrangement and rearrangement of known devices, for say you have a existing the 3 or 4 devices and arrange it together. This is one of the greatest problem we are facing. This is comes under patent law session in session 3. In this law is there. If you have 2 3 products together put together, and you cannot claim a patent. Example is, for say you have a rear camera in the mobile phone. It is normally on the top side. You cannot place the camera in the middle, or you cannot place the camera on the bottom and tell it is an invention. The patent office will not give you the grant. And this is related to medical field, surgical. In medical field, this is the problem we face, because India is a developing country. Surgical techniques, they are not allowing us to patent, because economical significance, because you cannot tell one good surgical technique one doctor is performing, he can patent it, and he tell no one can practice. You cannot save lives, because when it comes to people saving lives, the government can take up decision. So they said that cannot be patented. So with this, my session is coming to an end with patents basic details. So probably another 10-15 minutes. If you need any other topics also, I can discuss. Since the whole process is about patents and IPR, I think I've given you some basic details. So right now, the moderator can decide what to do next 15-20 minutes. They said 12:20. I have finished 5 minutes before, 10 minutes before. So session is open. So please kindly.
Dear participants, now the session is open for questions. If anyone have the questions, do post in the chat box, or you can directly unmute yourself and can ask. Attendance link and the feedback link are posted in the chat box. I request all the participants to fill it. And if any questions, you can directly unmute yourself and can ask. Regarding the feedback link, just give us some time. We are checking on it and we'll let you know.
So kindly give some feedbacks so that it will help us to grow.
Senthil sir, thank you so much. We really enjoyed your session. You made us really active. And thank you for giving your valuable insights to us.
Okay. So no feedbacks from the participants, madam? So we'll wind it up.
Dear participants, please provide your feedback.
Excellent, good. Okay, if any doubts, clarifications is there, I can answer one or two questions. So what I will do is I will also share my phone number and also my email ID. So if at all anybody has any clarifications, you can call me or message me. My number is, I'm just sending my number and my mail ID. So it might help the participants as well. So, okay, madam, we'll wind it up. I think nobody has any questions. The forum is silent.
Yes, sir. Just a moment, sir. Participants, again, the feedback link and the attendance link are reshared in the group. Kindly fill it. And we are closing the session. Thank you very much. And let's meet for the session 4 tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you so much, Senthil, sir.
Yeah, thank you.